So one of my favorite meals to make when I'm back here on Barbecue Boulevard is steak. And I'm telling you, it is hard to beat a finely seared steak. And I'm sure many of you out there agree. So today we're gonna explore whether or not a 1450-degree sear on a steak will turn your steak into backyard perfection. If you with it, let's get it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am Alton, aka The Dawgfatha, and this is Barbecue Boulevard, where my aim is to help elevate your backyard grilling game. Now today we're looking at steak. Steak is a fantastic meal. Everyone loves it. Just about everyone loves it. At least if you're my friend, you love steak. So today we're going to explore whether or not a 1450-degree sear is going to elevate your steak game. So what is the sear? The sear is just simply quickly browning the surface of your meat at a high degree of temperature. And why is that important? Well, that sear that creates that browning, it caramelizes the surface of your meat, which gives you a high degree of flavor and is just visually appealing. Now, when you expose that meat to that high degree of temperature, the Maillard effect takes place. And that is the browning of your meat or developing that crust. So what are the advantages of searing a steak? Searing initiates the Maillard reaction as well as caramelization, both of which significantly impacts the steak's taste. The high heat process of searing creates an exterior crust on that steak that is a great contrast to the tender interior of your steak. While searing a steak definitely won't stop your steak from losing juice, it will create a barrier that slows down the process of your steak losing its juice, therefore giving you that feeling that your steak is going to be more tender and juicy. Okay, now that we understand why we want to sear a steak and what are the benefits of searing a steak, let's talk about how we sear a steak. Many times we'll do it on a grill. We can do it with a sous vide torch. We could do it many different ways. But guys, today I'm going to introduce you to a infrared steak cooker from Vevor that will accomplish 1450 degrees Fahrenheit to caramelize and sear your steak. So let's check it out. Okay, here's an overall look at our unit, and we've got the drip tray pulled out, we've got the cast iron cooking grate pulled out, and we just got basically a bare unit here. This knob here is going to be for your temperature control, and this is actually going to be for your timer. And then you've got your display here that's going to display everything, and obviously we don't have this plugged in just yet, but I'm just kind of giving you a brief overview of what this unit looks like. And the components here that we're going to use in this cooker is you've got your grease trip tray here, and so we're going to use this to catch our drippings, but you're also going to want to put water in here. You don't really run this unit without having water in here. It helps to not allow this unit to overheat. And so we'll just slide this right in just like that. So again, we'll have water in there. We've got our cast iron cooking grate here, and this is what you're going to put your proteins on. You've got little pedestals here on the bottom that's built in, and so here you go. This side faces up, and you can slide that right in on your guide rails, just like that. And then you have your handle. Okay, now this handle is going to be used for everything in here is going to be extremely hot. Obviously, you don't want to grab it with your bare hand, maybe with a heat glove, but you can use this handle to pull your grate out and pull your proteins out and adjust it up or down, whatever you need to do. Same thing for your drip tray. You can actually just use that handle there and pull this out if you need to, just so you're protecting yourself. Now this drip tray is always going to go into your bottom grate or your bottom guide rail, just like that. And that's how that's going to go in there. And then, hey, you've seen everything that comes with this unit. It's all fairly simple, simple design. And here on the back side is where you actually turn your power on to the unit. Once you have it plugged in, you just hit the on button there, on switch, and away you go. Okay, now getting a closer look inside the unit here, you've got your guide rails here, and this is where you're gonna slide your cooking grate onto. And you just basically have these little knobs here. You can unscrew your knobs here like this to pull these out for cleaning the unit. We'll actually take this out and clean the unit before we actually do a burn off, but you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what's gonna hold in your cooking grate. So looking in here at the top here, this is where you've got your infrared there that does the actual searing. And we'll take a look at that once we have it lit up. But hey, this is what this steak cooker is looking like. And this is the Vevor steak cooker, guys. Infrared, 1,450 degrees. And so now you've got an overall look at this unit. And man, there's really nothing left to it, but just go ahead and fire this thing up. Okay, I got a couple of dry aged steaks here, and I dry aged these myself for 28 days. And then what I did here was I seasoned them up with some salt and some pepper, and I got them into a bag with some garlic and some rosemary. We went ahead and sealed that up in our vacuum sealer, and then we sous vide them. Now, we set our sous vide machine up for 118 degrees to get that steak to that temperature. And once we got to that temperature, we pulled those steaks out, we patted them dry, and now they're ready to go into our infrared steak griller so we can caramelize or sear these steaks. Okay, power is on, and we're gonna push the button here on our temperature control here. And we're gonna run it up to that 1450 degrees. And we're gonna set our timer. And I'm just gonna set it for 12 minutes. We'll set it for 12 minutes and we'll let it go. All right, so as you can see, we're starting to heat up now, and it's heating up actually fairly quickly. Already up to 125 degrees. All right, we're already up to almost 400 degrees here, and that's less than a minute. So it's actually heating up really fast. And this is again to do its burn off because we got this brand new. So we want to make sure we get a good burn off going here, make sure we burn off any residual oils or anything that may be in here. Now we did wipe everything down on the inside just to make sure that everything is fairly clean. And again, we're just going to do a burn off and let it run for a few minutes or whatever before we actually put food in it. All right, already over 600 degrees here, and we're probably running just over a minute. All right, there you go. 1450 degrees, and it just took us a matter of maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes to get there. This is what our infrared there is looking like. So, man, we're going along pretty good here. You can see the steam again coming off the water. So it's definitely nice and hot in there. And we're gonna let this thing run here for a good while here just to kind of burn everything off. So I'll bring you back in a minute. Now, as we fired up this Vevor infrared steak griller, man, the temperature came up on this griller very fast, 1450 degrees in a couple of minutes, and we were able to get our steak on. Now, because our steak is already at 118 degrees Fahrenheit internal, all we're looking to do is just sear the exterior of this steak. So I just gave it 1.5 to 2 minutes on each side, and we got a fantastic crust on this steak. Now, if you've never sous vide steak before, I'm telling you, it's a fantastic way to definitely make a good even cook. Get that wall-to-wall pinkness on your steak, and it's going to be a perfect tenderness, depending on the cut you get, of course, that you just can't beat. Now, for me, I love having that smoke flavor on my steak. So often I'll reverse sear and actually put the steak on a grill first to get smoke flavor. It accomplishes pretty much the same thing as sous vide, except you're doing it on a grill with some smoking wood or whatever. But for this process with the sous vide, it came out absolutely fantastic. We got a great looking crust on it, very juicy. We got these steaks off of the grill and let them rest. Now, I rested the steak for about 15 minutes before I cut into it. And when I cut into it, it was just a fantastic looking steak. Like I said, wall-to-wall pinkness, super tender, very flavorful from the sear, as well as it being a 28-day dry aged steak. We took a bite of that, man, and I'm telling you, that steak was absolutely phenomenal. Now, the steak cooker, it was very easy to use, and it's very easy to clean up. And I'm telling you, I was kind of concerned about whether or not the smoke aspect was going to be a bit much, because this steak cooker is designed to be able to use in your house. So because it was the first time I used it, I brought it out here to Barbecue Boulevard where we ran this cook. Now, after putting the steak on this grill and running it through its paces, I can say that this steak cooker did not create a lot of smoke, and I don't have a problem with using this unit inside the house, so don't worry about that. Now my friends at Vivor are offering you guys a 5% discount should you decide you want to pick up one of these units. Check the links down there in the description box, and you'll be able to find this cooker along with a discount code. So go check it out if you so choose to. Now, what are my overall thoughts after using this unit? I thought this unit worked really well. I was skeptical at first because it's a very inexpensive unit, and so sometimes we equate inexpensive with being something that's cheap and not really going to be worth it. It's inexpensive, true, but this thing actually worked really well. I was very surprised with it. I'm definitely going to be using this a lot more, just because I love the way that it creates that sear. If you think about a salamander in a professional kitchen, it's kind of the same concept, but you're not moving along on a conveyor belt like a salamander does. But this is an infrared that's going to get you that sear on whether you're doing some beef or poultry or whatever. And so I'm looking forward to playing around with this thing and seeing what all it can do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This steak, I'm telling you, came out fantastic. And again, check the links down there in the description box to check out this infrared steak grill. And hey, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.